What is going on, everybody? As promised, here is month 2 of this long COVID update. Got COVID back in March of 2020, and I had a really bad reaction to it, like the OG COVID, and my immune system has just been all out of whack. I had all kinds of issues for the past 2 years. Every month I'm just trying to track my progress. So I had actually recorded this video earlier. I'm scrapping it because I was in such a bad crash. I just didn't like how the video came out. I don't think it's representative of how I'm doing. Basically, the end of December and early January, like with holidays and me putting out all the stuff for In the Making, just seeing family and like work stuff, like I had bit off way more than I could chew, and I crashed for a while. Like it was really rough for most of January, but I don't think it's indicative of how I'm actually doing. Also, like right after that, I came down with the Omicron variant, as everybody did. So I was sick for like a week or so with that. You know, I fully recovered from that. That was like no issue. I'm just still dealing with, some of the immune system issues from the original thing 2 years ago. I guess I had like kind of an epiphany or like a mindset shift really for how I want these videos to go. I don't think I should be saying, oh, I'm like 60% recovered, or, this week I'm having a bad week or whatever. Like, I don't think that's very productive. And, when I'm editing that kind of stuff, I don't want to give energy to me feeling bad. Like, I don't want to spend more time feeling bad. Or, if I am stuck for a little bit, I don't want to look at that later and edit that kind of thing. So I think what's a lot more helpful is talking about my goals, like having monthly goals for how I'm going to get better. If I see myself being 100% healthy, just living a full life, being able to wake up at 6 a.m., no problem, go to the gym, no problem, work a full day, no problem. So it's like, how do I get there? I need to like break it down. And I know it sounds like over exaggerating, but I imagine like people learning to like walk again, like people who are like paralyzed, or, stroke victims, like learning to like write again. Like they have so much focused dedication, like months and months of like work, doing the same thing over and over and over again, just trying to learn how to like use their hand again. It takes like discipline and focus to just be like, okay, this is what I have to do to get better. This is where I want to be at. And like, how do I get there? So basically my February goals for the coming month is I want to be working at least 15 hours a week, every single week. Obviously I can do more than that, but that's like the minimum. And basically the whole point of these goals is to establish like insane consistency, because the problem right now is there are days where I'm feeling really good and days where I'm feeling really, really bad. So, I mean, there's days where I work 7 or 8 hours. There's days where like I can run and like I feel good, or I can socialize. But there's other days where I'm just totally wiped out, in bed all day, not doing anything. So the goal is to just be as consistent as possible and make things as easy as possible. So, things that might sound like it's just not that hard to do, they might be a little bit difficult for me to do that consistently. And that's kind of the point of the progress update. So yeah, for February, the hardest thing for me is just the mornings. The mornings are like very, very difficult. So I've been trying this for a really, really long time, but I just want to make sure I'm up before 9 a.m. every morning. And I know it sounds super easy, but this is like the absolute hardest thing for me to do in the world right now. Like in the mornings, I just feel really bad. Feel like I got hit by a truck. Feel super hungover, jet lagged, body just cannot get out of bed to save my life. Some days I get out of bed at like 10. Some days I'm really, really good. I get out of bed at like 8:30 or 8. And then there's other days where I'm in a crash and I'm sleeping until like 12 and like the whole day is just washed. And I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. So February goal, wake up, get out of bed before 9 a.m. every single day. And, obviously from there, I can increase that like, month over month. Like eventually I'd love to be getting up at like 6 a.m. It's just breaking it down. Like, how do I get there? The other thing is jogging for 5 minutes, 5 times a week. And again, it sounds super easy. It's like, oh yeah, it's just 5 minutes. And it is. Like physically, my body is still like very healthy. I could run for like 30 minutes right now if I wanted to, maybe even an hour. But it's like, if I do that, I could crash for 3 or 4 days and not be able to do anything. So I need to make it as easy as possible and as fun as possible. And like, it shouldn't feel like work. It should just be, oh, here's this thing I'm doing in my routine, you know, that I'm looking forward to, that I'm enjoying. That's the problem. I'd much rather run for 5 minutes 5 times a week and be that consistent than to run for, 30 minutes once a week. It's all about building that habit and slowly getting healthier and healthier and doing things I can manage and just feel good about. So yeah, those are the 3 goals. 15 hours of work a week, 5-minute jog 5 times a week, and get out of bed by 9 a.m. And on top of that, I'm still doing my normal routine, which includes stretching and cold showers and meditation, like stuff to just, get me feeling good. So yeah, I'll check back in on February and I'll do a review, like see how I've been, did I keep up with my goals? Did I accomplish them? What's working? What isn't working? And then what are my future goals for the next month? So I might bump it up to be like, okay, I'm working 20 hours a week and getting up at 8:30 a.m. Giving myself guardrails. That's really what this is. It's just saying like, here's the system, here's the routine, here's the guardrails, and then work your way up from there. And even when you're feeling really, really good, like don't super exceed these guardrails. And when you're feeling bad, like on the days you're feeling really, really bad, just the bare minimum, like, do everything you can to just get the bare minimum and work through it. So we'll see how I do, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.